the important thing was coming here and winning today. You know, 4 wins in 6.
And the pressure's on us, really, I think, more than anything.
The pressure's on us, of course, it's the pressure's on us.
I thought it was a very, very great experience for me to like come out here, play against people that's played in this league for like many years, and it's been a very good experience so far.
Well, we're joined here now at the Horsfall Stadium by a very jubilant and happy Neil Reynolds. Neil, 3 points was key today. Bouncing back from the disappointment of last week. Talk us through the first 45 minutes of what you thought of that performance.
Well, it doesn't get any harder. It doesn't get any easier, should I say. It gets a lot harder. You know, when Michael Donoghue brings me this morning, he's been up all night with a stomach bug, and we have to change completely what we do. You know, that's just kind of, and I said that's FC United at the minute. It's one thing after another, but I thought, you know, we adapted to that change really well. We already know who's not here today, and then kind of lose Donners last minute, and he's, you know, that's tough. But we came out, I thought we did really, really well. First 15 minutes, they get one chance and they score. It's a good finish. It's in the bottom corner. How do we respond? We respond in the way we did on Thursday night in training. We don't lose belief. We don't lose the way we play. And I just thought we were magnificent. You know, all first half we got our equaliser, great piece of work, and then we go and get the second, and we come in at half time, and it's kind of like 2-1. You know, we're happy with the first half performance. 1 point.
You go in 2-1 up. At 1-1, have you got a different team talk?
No.
Or is it going to be exactly the same thing?
Exactly the same thing. You know, listen, Guy Hall puts the ball in for Buckley. Buckley gets across the front poles like all good strikers do, puts it in. But the first half performance for me, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they only had one effort. And, you know, they weren't in our half a lot. And it would have been unjust if we would have come down 1-0 down. But that's character. I pulled 1 or 2 plays before the game and I said, where have you gone? Where do you go when we're in a losing position? You've seen your players, but where they went today in a losing position was fantastic, because they didn't give up. They rolled the sleeves up. They got about each other, and we bounced back and we got into a 2-1 lead.
You're in 2-1. We're out second half, and what you want is the same commitment, same quality. And we initially get that, and we get what you think maybe the winning goal at 3-1, and from that position onwards, the game just changed a little bit. What were the reasons for that, do you think?
Don't know. You know, there was no key message. Benno goes and puts in great ball, third one. And then we stopped, I don't know, we stopped playing forward. I mean, listen, Charlie Munro won't mind me saying it. So for anyone jumps on it and I'm calling players out, I'm not. This is what we do as a team. We're open, we're honest, we white to the eye stuff to each other. Sideways balls from the age of 3 or 4 year old kill you. Don't play sideways, play forward. If you've got, play backwards and start again. He plays a sideward pass, they get in. Preston goes and bends it in the bottom corner, it's 3-2, and all of a sudden it's a bit of a melee. But before Charlie did that, it was coming. We were going sideways. Griff did it a couple of times, Deck did it inside, Guy did it inside, and sometimes it just creeps in, and sometimes you've just got to work it out and just turn it around for 5. You know, like when Pat did, turn it around for 5, get out of shape, stop playing forward again. But credit to the lads, you know, massive credit. I don't care if you play top of the league, bottom of the league. When you're kind of not at your fluent best, you know, you could maybe roll over on the new manager and Danowicz, but we didn't. I thought our shape was excellent at 3-2. We managed the game superbly well, and then we broke away at the end with Charlie Anderson, and Trev goes and scores.
Now, obviously, as most times, we're watching the game from a different position and a different height, and you're watching it from the dugout. Second half, you may agree or disagree. Were we giving them a bit more room on the ball at 5 and 6? We both played very well, I thought, this evening, but they had not a great deal of pressure on them, and they saw so much of the ball. And the gap between their final third and then getting into the penalty area, there was big gaps for us. Was that something you saw on the touchline, or was it something that we just saw from here?
You're exactly right, and what I've just said previous to that is the reason why. Because we didn't play forward, we couldn't get close to Jordan. So when we went sideways or backwards, your 10 drops into a midfield 3. Your gap between 9 and 10 becomes big. If you play forward into Jordan, Jordan looks after it. Bennett gets close, 7-11 get close, we're up the park. You play sideways balls and we don't coach it, but sometimes it's a mindset, and you before anyone says they're not listening or they're not, they are. They're just normal human beings who go sometimes into that mindset, and you can't work it out, and you try and keep the ball instead of just maybe shelling it or getting it long. And that was the key difference. So when we dropped deep, and then we're far away from Jordan Buckley, and that's the bit we've got to get better at.
Because Buckley wants the ball, doesn't he? Up to him, holds it well. I mean, there was a couple of Buckley incidents this afternoon there in the first half when he let the ball, held the defender, wouldn't let him get past and let the ball go over him so Woodcock could run onto it. That shows a bit of quality.
Very clever.
The goal was nonchalant. It was just in front, thank you very much, but before anyone knew, it was in the back of the net. And then in the corner in the second half, he's done a Cruyff turn, and maybe he should have perhaps put the ball across. But quality of that kind of player, holding the ball well for you when you need it. So you need to be closer to him to give the opportunity. More ball.
Yeah, listen, you're spot on, and that's a great piece of analysis. Works one bit. That is exactly what we say. You know, we didn't have him last week at Ilkeston, so we missed that. We couldn't get up the park. We couldn't get close. You know, that's no disrespect to young Max, who's not on that. You miss Big George. He's a great player. He comes in today. He gives you that foil. He also gives you that nous, like you said, in the goal. But you know, all round. If I look on the balance of play, if I think for 20 minutes in the second half we slightly switched off, for 70 minutes, take 3/4 of the game, we were very good on the back of a really poor performance last week. I'll take that. And like you said, the important thing was coming here and winning today. You know, 4 wins in 6.
And the pressure's on us, really. I think more than anything.
The pressure's on us. Of course, it's the pressure's on us. You know, you've got to step into the shoes of a football manager. You know, and realise what sometimes you're up against. And we had it tough. We continually had it tough. I think last night you have it tough. You don't sleep. Donahue drops out. So you're after a different kind of emphasis, a different mindset. And they've showed it today. And they've showed it in the bounce back, and it's brilliant for them.
Griffiths, for large parts of that game, was back to his very best.
Brilliant.
Balls, tenacity, getting stuck in. He got a yellow card early in the game, but he still showed that professionalism and real quality. And having a player like that on good form when Donahue's out and Ennis is on the bench, that's where you've got your more senior players. And he's still a young lad, but you've got the senior players really showing good quality and really been an integral part of that game.
So Griffiths has sat down for 3.5 games, you know, and because he wasn't finding that rhythm or that form, Charlie Ennis has played game after game after game after game. You look at Chaz, you know, you needed a rest. But if you're going to rest him, you need someone to step in. Griffiths stepped in, done superbly well. He's now gone, I want my shirt back, and he's done that. Donahue was going to line up in midfield today, but we couldn't do. So you're asking Charlie Munro to go alongside him and play a kind of a different role on what we call the angle or the pivot, and the number 10. So, you know, I was delighted for Griffin. When he came off, he was absolutely shattered. You know, he put himself through everything, but people do dip. You know, it's all right to dip. That's what happens. But today he was back to his very best. And I thought some of his choice of passing, I thought his decision making was sublime at times. And that's the Luke Griffiths that I've had for nearly 5 years now. And that's why I'll continue to work with the kid. And he loves being here. You know, like you said, he's still a young lad. He's 24, 25, and will only get better.
Well, talking to young kids, David's on today in... Trevon. Make sure you get it right. That's all. Listen, Trevon Bryan. Well, it's not a bad debut, is it? Let's be honest.
It's another positive relationship we've got with professional clubs. You know, to go in and you know, we spoke to the first team last week on the way home from Luton. Matty Craddock and Ian Everett were there, and Trevon travelled with the first team. And you know, we said we needed a wide man, and we've watched Trev a couple of times. We knew how good he was, and we just thought the time's right. And we brought him in. He's trained once with the squad, and at times I put my arm around him in the first half. You know, he was a little bit lost because we played a different way than what Bolton will do. That's understandable, but you can see get him on the half turn. He's exciting. 1v1 situations. Can his choice of pass be better? Yeah. Can his final product be better? Yeah. But then you've seen what he's got at the end. You know, that is a piece of magic, and sticking the top corner is brilliant.
The goal is superb. First half analysis is absolutely perfect. His final ball was a little bit lacking, but the thing is, he's got the design. He's getting in there to those positions. It's hard. We win by 4 goals to 2 today. The man of the match till maybe about 10 minutes before the end of the game for us was Luke Griffiths. But the fact you've got a young kid, 18, with desire, he runs back 40 yards, he makes a challenge, and it's a legitimately good challenge, and we go the other end. That for us, and the goal is outstanding, but that, I think, in 18 years of age, coming from a professional football club, dropping down a couple of levels to see what it's like, that shows that the kid's got talent.
I'm glad you've seen that, because in the first half he did it as well. You know, he lost the ball and he tracked back and he used his strength, and off he went, and then he turned and used. And I thought he hasn't just got that way; he's got that way as well. And that's when a player's got a chance in the pro game, and he has got a real chance. They love him at Bolton, but once you can do the other side of that game, it's not going one way. Going the foot that you're going forwards as a winger, but once it goes dead, can you do the other side? And the amount of good wingers over time that have played top level can do both ways, and he can do. And we're looking forward to having him. And when you haven't got your wingers that have worked with us all season, like you know, your Jays and your Dante, you need someone to come in and hit the ground running, and he has done. And following him will be another one coming in on Monday.
And swapping them left to right, right to left. I mean, it's always something that I've always enjoyed to do with teams that you've been involved in. When move over. Because I mean, there was two good defenders, a left back and a right back today. And every time they thought, right, we may have got FC, you changed it round, put them under different ideas, different thought process. And also, you've been criticised in the past for bringing in small players. It's not, you can't say that about this lad. I mean, he's not an 18, is he? He's a big, strong lad. You probably now want a game coming next week, but you could have opportunity to maybe have a couple of friendlies and
probably not. No, go and get Stalybridge now. Give us a bit more time on the training ground. Go and get a couple more bodies over the line, and that's what we want to do. We're going out on a win today. 4 wins in 6. Don't know what the table looks like, but not really that too concerned. The team are making really good progress.
10 off the top and 17 off the bottom.
Well, we're all right with that. So we make really good progress. We'll look forward to the Stalybridge game next week, and then we'll get ready, I think, for Marine. Marine after that. So thanks for that today.
Superb.
Congratulations, Trevon. You're the Joseph Holt's man of the match as chosen by FCM Radio. How did you find the game?
I find the game very competitive. I've never really played men's football before, especially in this league. So I've never played this before. I thought it was a very, very great experience for me to come out here, play against people that's played in this league for many years. And it's been a very good experience so far.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, one of the things you probably noticed is the game started very quickly.
Yes.
It was basically, you could tell that basically everybody wanted to win the ball. It was frantic in those first 10 minutes.
Yeah, everyone would just kick the ball up for them just to win the headers and whatnot. But the also thing about this league is that they fight non-stop. They just keep going. So that's when I just have to keep going as well and have to be determined to get points for our team as well.
Yeah, I mean, you seem to be linking up particularly well with Jordan up front, obviously, sort of laying those balls in terms. A couple of them didn't quite come off, but you could say you've got to keep trying.
Yeah. Obviously, I'll get the ball and I'll come inside. So whenever I just drive inside, I'll just try to look for my strikers because I'm more trying to get more assists than goals, to be fair. So I always try to link up with my strikers no matter what, just for them to get goals.
Yeah, and you weren't too far off the goal yourself. You cut in from the right, as you said on Thursday. You cut in from the right and just curled it around the outside of the left post.
Yeah. That shot, I kind of kicked the ground and I done that shot, to be fair. So I now took it on my left and I had lots of time and space. But it's when I shot, it's I kind of kicked the ground, so it just kind of just drifted up wide. It's all right, though.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that basically was chatting to the radio team about why they selected you, and he said one of the things, and we'll come to your goal in a minute, was the fact that basically a couple of times you lost the ball and you had just tracked back and you won it, and you putting that effort in, you're a forward, but fundamentally you're working for the team.
Yes. Whenever I lose the ball, it's all about reactions. No matter what, reaction's always been a thing. So whenever I lose the ball, no matter where I am on the pitch, I always have the desire just to win back the ball straight away from my mistakes. There's no point of me just saying, putting my arms up or whatever. I just have to go react the ball just to help out the team.
Yeah, and not more so when it was 3-2. Could have gone either way. They had a couple of shots on target.
Yeah.
You did the same sort of thing again. Basically, I think it was about 80 minutes you lost the ball, but you stuck to your task, won it back, and then set up a shooting chance. Obviously, we're going into injury time. We're clinging on 3-2. And a little bit of magic from your good self.
Yeah. Obviously, I saw Chaz win the ball in a nice area in the middle of the park. So I just had to run on the left as quick as I can just to get high on the pitch. And Chaz gave me a good free ball. And I've now chopped the defenders. Now come off my shin and him. And then I just took on my right foot and I just slapped it top bins, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, because you're left-footed, aren't you?
Yeah. So I was even shocked and it even went in. But obviously, I've been practicing doing shooting drills with my right foot as well, so obviously it helped out in the end.
Well, absolutely. Well, I mean, your whole contribution to the team helped out, so henceforth you're the Joseph Holt's man of the match as chosen by FM Radio. Congratulations.
Cheers, thank you very much.